It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on the road. Today, we're traveling on the Hot Rod Tour of Texas, a 3-day road trip from Victoria to Hillsboro, Texas. Just ahead, we'll be talking to some of the hot rodders on the road with us, including a stop we made at the Stars and Stripes Drive-In to see the Hollywood Nights movie. That and more on this special edition of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy and a good Saturday morning. Along with Mike Mars, Jeff Zekin, and Chief Engineer David Aidsley, this is Don Armstrong. Join us now on the Hot Rod Tour of Texas.
Joining us on this segment of In Wheel Time Car Talk, we've got Jay Redmond. We're out here at the Hot Rod Tour of Texas 2023, and Jay's going to tell us a little bit about his ride on this year's tour.
Well, hi. So I have a 69 Camaro RSSS. It is a true RSSS, but I have made some modifications to it. We just came out, my wife and I came out on the tour of Texas just to have a weekend away and put some miles on the car. So we're out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and so we've just spent last couple days in the Camaro and been having a really good time. So
did you make it all the way down to Victoria this morning for the start?
We did. We left yesterday morning from Dallas-Fort Worth. Met a group in Alvarado, and then met another group in Hillsboro.
Nice.
And then everybody got together and ended
like
up
a little
in
convoy.
Victoria, and ended up at the Aerocrafters kickoff last night, and then here we are. We got up this morning and started this.
Well, tell us a little bit more about the car.
So the car is it is a true RSSS. I have made some modifications to it. It does not have the original engine anymore, but it is still a 350. I've built it to do runs like this. I didn't build it to be a race car. It's got a 350 crate motor. It's got a 700 R4 transmission with 373 gears in the rear end. It's not built for mudding, but it's quite soft getting in.
You do what you got to do some days.
So then the interior is mostly original except for the seats. I put Corbeau seats in there because the original 69 Camaro seats are awful for a long drive. So the suspension is completely stock except for the wheels and tires. I haven't really done a whole lot else. LED tail lights, LED headlights, just for safety and visibility.
Drivability. It's a driver.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I built it to do, is drive. I didn't build it to be a show car. It's definitely not a show car. It doesn't win any trophies. Even at the weekend car shows, it doesn't win anything. But I've had the car for 23 years. So it's literally part of the family. So
you're going for the whole tour? You're going to go make it up through New Braunfels, then on up to the drag strip?
Provided we don't get rained out. If it starts raining here, it's gonna get soft and squishy, and trying to get out of here is gonna be tough. But yeah, that's the plan. Make it all the way up and all the way up to finish up in Hillsboro, and then fortunately from Hillsboro to home is only 45 minutes. So
that's not bad at all.
Not bad. So
yeah. We've been taking a virtual tour through that museum, and it's really nice. You really enjoy that.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
nice.
That's about it. I've taken it on the Hot Rod Power Tour. You can see from the stickers on the windshield about 6 times. So like I said, I built it to drive it. It's it doesn't sit around much. Although it's not a daily driver, but it does get driven.
No, a daily can get to be a lot of wear and tear and a lot of maintenance on them.
Yeah. So, but so that's about it. Do you want me to open the hood, or?
If you don't mind.
Okay, we can do that. just a standard small block crate motor, the 350 HO crate motor that Chevrolet put out. That engine's been in the car since I painted it and restored it in 2009. So,
Is this the original color on it?
it's the original color, but it's not the original paint.
Right.
Yeah, it's Daytona yellow. And the black vinyl top is the original scheme with the black deluxe interior, all according to the trim tag and all of that. So,
very nice.
So, but yeah, when I bought the car, it was actually purple with white stripes. And so when I decided it was time to restore it, I decided to go back with the original paint scheme, but keep some of the modifications going. So
very nice.
Make it mine. Make it a driver.
That's what you got to do. So. All right, Jay, thank you very much for joining us and telling us about your car on the Hot Rod Tour of Texas.
Glad to do it. Thanks for asking.
Your name?
Jonas Burnett.
Yeah. Owner of Black Smoke Garage?
Yes, sir.
You know, we met last year. Remember that?
Had a good time.
I barely remember it.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. You were having a better time than we were.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah. No, I have bragged about you and your shop all year long.
Thank you.
And I thought, he's got to be here. And I saw you pull up at our hotel yesterday, and then you disappeared.
We're always on the move.
I know you are.
Yeah. We're always here and there and all over the place.
Great to see you again. So let's show everybody. I've talked about it on the radio, on the car show.
Okay.
So let's talk about it. What is it?
The 1953 model Chevrolet-ish. That's what the title says. That's what it started life as. I actually only got the cab and the bed and did some trading for it. From there, decided the top was a little too tall, so we chopped it. Didn't know how much, so I put some masking tape on, 2-inch tape. That wasn't enough. Put another piece 2-inch, wasn't enough, so we had a piece of 3/4, and we were good to go. Did the chop, full tube chassis. Did Cummins with a bunch of turbos and all that good stuff.
I see 2 turbos on there?
2 turbos. This motor here, we actually got about 15,000 miles on this one.
Is this the one that you had last year?
So last year it had about 200 miles on it. We had just put it in there. And we've played with some different stuff, got it a little more dialed in. We're detuned. The old motor was 135 pounds of boost. We're doing 90 pounds of boost to this one. But we lowered.
And why did you lower the boost?
More efficiency. So we actually went with a bigger volume head and started doing some different wastegate options and just getting it more efficient, getting the drive pressures down, trying to get everything cooled down.
Now, when you play with the engine like that, do you have it on a set for a dyno? You tune it to a dyno? How do you do all that?
So we did dyno the old one. This one here, we hadn't made it to dyno yet. It's we cruise a lot.
Yeah.
And it's kind of seat of the pants playing and trying to clean smoke up. Of course, by gauges, you can watch your efficiency, you can watch your temperatures, you can watch your intermediate boost, your main boost. And we do a lot of tuning off of gauges, you know. Although it gets a little bit violent trying to watch gauges inside of it.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah.
But just been slowly working on cleaning smoke out of it and getting it more efficient. And it seems like every time we get more efficient, we make more power.
I noticed that the windows are rolled up, so it's got air conditioning?
Yes, sir. Air conditioning, heat, power windows, radio. We've been Niagara Falls in it, been up Pikes Peak twice.
And so this is in addition to trying to say that you have a business, because apparently the business is pretty much focused around this most of the time when you have a time.
This is actually what I use to test before I put on customer stuff. So it started from the base, and we step every piece of it, and we figure out what parts work, what parts don't, what's the most efficient way to do it, the most cost-effective way to do it, and from there I can save my customers time and money, basically, and get everything on there.
How did you become a diesel guy? How in the world did that happen?
You got a while.
You could shorten it a little bit.
So the truck was being built around LS, actually. And at the time, life got in the way. We had some stuff. We had to sell everything out of the truck, all the drivetrain. I didn't want to get rid of my truck. When I started putting it back together, and it never run at this point, when I started putting it back together, I had no motor, and I had no money, and I was completely broke, but I wanted my truck. And called a buddy of mine up and said, man, do you have any motors laying around? I don't care what it is. He said, I got a Cummins. I said, I really don't want a Cummins, you know? Didn't really do it.
Look what's happened.
It's been the best thing that's ever happened. You know, we've had so much fun. We're doing 90 pounds of boost. I couldn't tell you the actual dyno numbers, but We did check fuel mileage on the way here, and it was 29.1 miles a gallon.
Really? Way to go.
Yes, extremely happy with that.
Now, I noticed last year you put it on the drag strip.
No.
You did not?
This
Who was
truck,
it, a
this
friend
truck
of
does
yours?
not like the drag strip.
Was it a friend of yours or something that looked like this that went down the drag strip?
Maybe.
It was blowing cold. Weren't you? Did you go to the drag strip?
We did. We went to the drag strip and we played around, but some reason this truck, she doesn't like the drag strip.
What doesn't it like?
It breaks every time.
Oh, really?
Twist 300M input shafts out on Power Tour.
Gosh, yes.
Last time it was on the strip, we melted number 5 or number 6 piston, and that's where the new motor came from. And it doesn't. You can play on the street all day long, have a blast, and we won't. I mean, we're in Mexico doing it. Yeah. Chain drive steering. Yes. We can play on the street all day. We have a blast in it, good time, but it doesn't like attention.
So I want to know about your business. How's business going?
Wonderful.
Is it good?
Wonderful. I got the rest of the year booked for big jobs, and the small stuff
That's
we're
awesome.
filling in as
Sure.
we get little breaks, but
Yeah.
it's
How big
it's
has the shop
overwhelming.
become now?
So I'm keeping a one-man shop, keeping it more on a personal level. Just like my customers to be happy with what we're doing.
Sure.
Gear more. We're not. If you need brakes on your work truck, we're not your people. But if you want to spend money in the right places and get the correct parts and nice, then absolutely, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. Whether it be a street rod, Jeeps, pre-runner trucks, side by sides. We do a little bit of side by side work. Basically, if it's a toy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying no, and I'm not saying yes. Just have to see what it is.
You're one of those kind of dates.
I am. Yes, yes. It's if you hit me on the right day and it's cool, it's like absolutely, let's do it.
Well, when I saw it, I thought, yes, I knew you'd be there.
Oh yeah, got to.
But
We love this tour.
Yeah.
We did it last year and
Yeah.
absolutely love it.
Yeah.
We've done 4 long hauls on Power Tour with it. Had a blast. Got a little too big for what we like. This year is it's more of a family style tour. We like it.
Yeah.
And we got 13 vehicles that rode down with us. So we had a pretty good crowd from East Texas. Everybody got together, and all that rain hit. We went through one washout on the road, had water coming over the hood of a Corvette, and it's been a wild ride already, but it's a blast.
So are you still in the Dallas area?
I'm in East Texas. I'm in Carthage.
Carthage?
Yes, sir.
You call that East Texas.
Ah,
So we
yes.
call that North Texas.
No, well, Texas border where it's straight and goes into a squiggly line.
Yeah.
I'm on that point. That's
There you-
east.
Okay.
That's east.
Well, I don't spend a lot of time up there, obviously.
Yeah, it's like I say, the straight line where it's squiggly, we're on that dot.
Gotcha. Well, it's great to talk to you, man. We love
Yes, sir.
we love this creation that you built.
We like different stuff. Built a mini boat last year.
Really?
11-foot long, 260 horse supercharged jet pump in it. Yeah. So me and the wife bounce across the rivers, jump logs, and it's a great time. So it's a cool addition to this. We got a couple more cool builds coming up. They're more of the off-road stuff, but I mix up with everything. So trying to do a couple more shop builds we do a lot of off-road. We run We Rock series, do the competition rock crawling and all that. But this is our passion, getting out here with the street rods and riding. You're getting something old that's fun to drive, and man, your world's great. It doesn't matter what's
Did you
going on.
fabricate the suspension yourself?
100% of everything on this truck. If you see it, it came from me, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
So, I used to build Indy cars for a living. Did that for 7 years, and then I do a bunch of Ultra 4, King of the Hammers, off-road racing, that style stuff. And we do rock crawling, and this is kind of a combination of it all wrapped into one.
Yeah.
We run coolant through the lower chassis rail for the tours. Got 7.5 gallons just to keep it cool. A lot of it's geared around the tours. We run 308 gear in the thing, and 80 mile an hour on the highway. This thing is just happy. It loves life. Yes, yes.
Well, at 29 miles to the gallon, you got something going for you.
Oh man, the diesels are just a different world. They're awesome.
Do you ever do any semis? Great big
I
ones?
don't. I have a friend that does, and I go look at them, and they're just.
Now,
I always wanted one.
Are
But,
those the guys that showed up at the drag strip last year?
No, it's a different group.
Different group.
Yep. They're a different group. They're H&H engines in Carthage, and he does some of the drag trucks around there, but he's mainly a big diesel shop. But no, I hadn't stepped into those. We have grabbed parts from them and put on different stuff and intermix all the different worlds. So that's kind of how this thing, it's a piece of everything,
But that's what makes it.
Yeah.
It makes it so unique.
It's
and
great.
fun. It's great to talk to you.
Yes,
great
sir.
to see you.
Enjoy it. Great to see you, buddy.
And I'll see you the next 2 days.
Okay. Sounds great.
All right, man.
Y'all have a good one.
But we're focused on this for a moment. I'd like to focus on this row over here. Had a long conversation with this guy in the Z28.
Yeah,
Boy, that is one sweet ride.
about a 72 maybe.
Something like that, yeah. And this buddy of mine that I met this morning, it's a Z06. It's a very nice car. He's got my taillights on it. But you know, there are some very interesting cars here. This is one that I've never really been a big fan of this body style. It's just not me personally, you understand. But the paint job makes the car. It's funny what paint will do. And look at how long it is. I mean, you could have a party back there in the back.
Oh yeah.
Hey, come over here. Check out the interior of this. All custom interior, custom gauges. This is one sweet ride. And please don't use the running boards. They're nicely painted. You don't want to have any scratches on them. Okay.
I like the way the paint's done. It almost looks like that is real chrome.
I know it does,
that's some
doesn't it?
really nice
Yeah.
paint work.
This is a very, very unique Cobra because it's got a hard top on it.
Oh, you're right.
Removable hard top. When I saw that, I thought, what in the world? But you can see down in there the paint stripes and all of that. So this is a very unique custom Cobra. Sounds good too. Okay, for
Very
all
cool.
the Porsche files, it says RMJ Motoring Porsche. I love the carbon fiber spoiler on the back. This is some nice.
Not everybody can wear a spoiler that big on the back.
No,
It's got to be a Porsche or something.
Yeah. I actually love the color combination here as well.
Can't go any place without having a big Challenger.
Well, but what about this?
Talk to this guy. Is that him?
I don't know, but
Yes.
Did he have a mustache and wore a cowboy hat?
No, he had the cowboy hat on the side. Yeah. This is, we talked to him this morning
It's a
out at
Smokey
the
and the
distillery.
Bandit car, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got an LS under the hood instead of the V6.
Got you.
Said the V6 wasn't fast enough.
Now, check this out. This is a Rambler, ladies and gentlemen. A Rambler American.
It's got some serious meat under it,
Yep.
and it's got LS1 badging. What do you think?
Check out that paint job. Look at the paint job. Is that not gorgeous? And if I'm not mistaken, I would say that that's a convertible top.
Yes.
This is
I
a
would agree with
parade
that.
car. This right here would be the Dodge GTS Sport. Boy, is this thing sweet. I love this car. That's my size. That's my type. Love that car.
It's a good mid-sized car. A lot of them came with the 340s, but it was real easy to put a 383 and 440 in it.
Or a slant six.
Oh yeah.
There's that. How about the yellow Nova over here? Zekin, this is your car.
Yeah, baby.
Didn't you used to own one of these?
Yeah,
Huh?
absolutely.
What year was yours?
72.
Yeah.
This one, I can't tell just yet. Might be a 70, 71. It's got a 406 in it, which is awesome.
Yeah, they didn't make that at the factory.
No. You can have those printed.
I know. We got to know a guy inside the shop there that
know
could
a
print
guy.
those. Yeah, I know a
Know
guy
a
too.
guy.
Here's a very nice pickup truck over here. This is beautiful. This Chevrolet is stunningly beautiful. Two-tone paint on this. I'm not exactly sure what year it is. Is this a 49? 50? Yeah.
It's kind of a unique color. What would
It
you
is.
call that?
Well, it's
Kind of
two-tone.
depends on where. Oh, it is two-tone.
It's two-tone. Yeah, it's beautiful. And of course, my favorite car of all time, always will be, always has been, the Camaro. Yep. Matter of fact, I saw one for sale in a magazine just a while ago while I was waiting for you guys to get here inside the shop over here. And it was a 69 with a DZ motor in it. Ah, that's what I'd like. Here's my buddies from Black Smoke Garage. You see them right there? Okay, so they're coming in, and then we're going to have a conversation with them. So I met these guys last year on the power tour. Hey, man.
Rolling coal.
Good to see you again.
Yes, sir.
I've been looking for you, and I haven't.
We've been riding.
I know. No, you've been walking. I see you did a little some porcelain work on this.
Yeah, we fancied up a little bit with a new motor.
Well, you go park it. We'll talk to you. We're gonna.
Okay. Let me tell you something. Last year he put that thing on the drag strip.
Yeah.
When he turns up the coal in that thing, oh my gosh, it will get it, brother.
Blowing smoke.
Oh yeah, blowing coal.
Nice.
It is beautiful. So we're going to talk to him in a minute. So that's kind of what we got going on right now. There's still cars coming in, but this event wasn't supposed to start until 3. Of course, we got here at 1. So we've kind of been doing the background thing. But at any rate, there's a very nice.
So we got there's no restrictions on anything, right?
No.
Just you.
You.
Well,
Yeah.
and you.
Here's a lot of cars rolling in. So everybody's.
It's not just classics. There's new stuff to whatever.
Yep.
Gotcha.
How about a 4Runner? Yep.
She's bringing lunch.
Is that what it is? Yeah. And this is Jeremy. Now, you know, when we talk about the Hot Rod Tour of Texas, we talk about Bobby and Jeremy.
Yeah.
This is Jeremy's Ford.
Okay.
Clearly air conditioned. And he's looking good.
That's a nice Petita he's got on.
He washed it for us.
He washed it.
Yeah, not that it really made any difference. Yeah, we got you. We got you after you parked. Okay. Yeah. So at any rate, I just thought that it would be interesting to stand down here and watch everybody come in. So I think we're done with this segment for the time being. We're going to catch up with some of the other guys in here in just a minute. So stay with us.
On this episode of In Wheel Time Car Talk, we're out here on the Hot Rod Tour of Texas. We are at the CY Distillery, and we are talking to a lot of the participants. And right here is Richard Torres,
Yes.
out of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and he's got this really cool Trans Am that's not your ordinary Trans Am. So Richard, tell us a little bit about you, and then we're going to talk about the car.
Okay, my name is Richard Torres. I come out of Fort Worth. Had the car since 1986, 1981 Trans Am. It was the one like in the movie Smokey and the Bandit 2. If you recall, in 77 the movie came out, and most people want the 77 Trans Am, and I opted for the turbo 301, but it has an LS1 in there, so we've been all over the country. We've been up to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, to GM Nationals, Mount Rushmore, Myrtle Beach, Jupiter, which is the hometown of Burt Reynolds. We've been down up to Golden, Colorado, and as far north as Wisconsin Dells.
So what area are you based out of?
We're in Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth? Did you
Yes.
come down, like, I've heard a couple of convoys
Yeah,
that came
there was
down.
12 of us coming down from the DFW area yesterday. This is our second Hot Rod Tour of Texas, so it's a great event put on by great people. As you can see, there's a lot of cars out here.
So Richard, let's talk about the car. Why don't you give us a tour of the car?
Okay, well, it's got a S1 engine. It's had the 301, but I couldn't get out of my own way, so I went with the LS1. It was done by a shop in Nebraska, restored a muscle car. Did a great job. So I get about 25, 26 miles per gallon with the AC on, cruising down the highway. It's very reliable. No issues with it so far, thank God. I did do the year one 17-inch wheels. I do have Willwood brakes, slotted rotors. The car has been repainted back in 2012. The interior is semi-stock, except for the front seats. I had to recover them. And we always, as in the movie, always bootleg Coors beer.
Good touch.
We do have a CB. The handle is Texas Bandit. I got it right here on my sunglasses.
Oh, cool.
And the cool thing is about that I was able to get a pair of gold T-tops to go with the rest of the car. If you're coming down here, This is from movie number 2, and it was out of Florida. So I do have the vanity plates, band 1. And those are vanity plates. My plates are band 001 in Texas. I couldn't get band 1, it's already taken. But I've had the car since 1986. Been very good to me.
Well, you've obviously driven it a lot, so you
Yes.
made it to run and drive.
Yes, sir.
And so the Bandit run, huh?
The Bandit Run. It started in 07. We've been doing it ever since. I think we've missed about 3 of them.
So it's an event.
It's an event, yes. It's a week-long event put on by some great people, friends of mine from Keller, the Hershey's. It's a whole week of a bunch of old men with their cars getting together and driving. In the words of Burt Reynolds, showing off.
Doing what they do best.
That's right.
Now, looking up here, I see up here on the hood scoop, you still got a lot of the gauges and stuff from the original turbo setup?
Yes, it was a 4.9 turbo, but it was very slow, unreliable, so I just went with the LS1.
Needed more juice.
Yes.
Very nice. So are you going for the entire hot rod tour?
We are, yes, sir. Yes, sir, we are. We're going all the way to Hillsboro.
Well, that's a nice museum.
Yes, we were there. I think last year was the last stop there also. No, I'll take that back. The last stop was in Mansfield, but we did stop at that museum last year. It's a great event if you want to.
Go ahead.
All right, so I want to thank Bobby Sparkman and Jeremy and the whole team for the Texas Hot Rod Tour. It's been on a great event. Me and my wife really enjoy that. My wife Alicia, she's always my co-pilot on this tour as well as the Bandit Run. So we'll always enjoy driving the car together and have a good time. And like I said, these people here put on a great event. It's just great. So, and great people too. I've met some guys people from all over Texas, and have some friends now. So that's great.
Are you a car enthusiast? Come experience the 27th Annual Keels and Wheels Classic Car and Boat Show. Join us Saturday, May 6th and Sunday, May 7th at the Lakewood Yacht Club in Seabrook. This fun family event features vintage and contemporary race cars from Le Mans, Indy, Formula One, NASCAR, and much more. See classic and vintage boats of all types, not to mention American and European pre- and post-war classics. Pre-sale tickets are $30. Students are just $15. Children 12 and under are free. Purchase your tickets today at keelsandwheels.com.
Everyone at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, thank you for participating in the best cruise in around and look forward to seeing you again. You'll hear about the next cruise in date right here on In Wheel Time. Next time you're in the West Houston Energy Corridor area, be sure and stop in at the original Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex at I-10 and Highway 6 or the Katy location on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. When passing through Beaumont or College Station, stop in and have Lupi's award-winning beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. There's always a celebration at Lupi Tortilla. Lupi Tortilla founder Stan Holt and his wife Sheila are winning racers on the NHRA drag racing circuit and have a collection of hot rods and classics that everyone appreciates. Look for them at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In. The date will be announced soon and will once again be held at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex on 99 and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. We'll give you all the details right here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show and online. Donations benefit God's Garage. We'll see you then. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. It's the In Wheel Time car talk show, live from the Sugar Shack World Headquarters. Just ahead, supercar builder Steve Saleen. Jeff has a segment on real vintage car ads. Conrad has the racing calendar. We're also going to get This Week in Auto History from him. Later, we discuss the stories making automotive news headlines. We've got the third hour of our show underway on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Network. Howdy, along with Mike, Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad that you could join us today. And also joining us today, and we welcome to the show, Mr. Steve Saleen, CEO and founder of Saleen Performance Parts. Steve, good morning to you.
Good morning. How things in Texas?
Well, it's hot. It's real hot here. Yeah. How are things out in California?
It's 72 degrees and the surface up. So we're okay.
Steve, I met you many years ago when the Texas Auto Writers Association was taking a tour, a preview of the Dallas Auto Show, and you had one of your legendary cars there. And it was a pleasure to talk to you, and you were most gracious to all of us because we bombarded you with all these stupid questions, but you answered them like the champ that you are. We appreciate that, and it's great to be with you this morning. How are things with Saleen Automotive?
Well, this actually is a pretty exciting year for us. It's our 40th anniversary. If you can believe that it's 40 years since we introduced the Saleen Mustang to the automotive world, and it's a little known fact is that with the exception of the Ford Mustang itself and the Chevrolet Corvette, the Saleen Mustang is the longest continuing nameplate in North America that's been sold.
Wow. That is very impressive. You know, personally, Steve, I have to tell you, I kind of put you up there in the upper reaches, if you will, of celebrity auto builders, right up there with Carroll Shelby. I think the world of your work and your racing ability and all of the things that you've done.
And I certainly appreciate that. This marks my 50th year of racing, in the respect that back in 1973, I entered and won my first race. And just this past weekend, I won my first race in our new S1 supercar, which actually I think puts us in kind of rare company here on designing your own car with Bruce McLaren, Dan Gurney, and even Jim Hall in winning a race in the car. But I'm not sure if anyone's actually won it in their production version. So it certainly was exciting to win last weekend. So obviously I'm still racing and having fun and building the next generation of supercars.
Well, congratulations, first of all, because I mean, that's something to be said, because you and I are pretty much close to the same age, and certainly respect you for all of that. Tell me about the car that you raced.
Well, it's we introduced it a few years ago, right as the coronavirus was breaking out, and we had to put it on pause. But we're building a new ground-up Saleen S1 supercar. It's a little bit different than our all-conquering Saleen S7 that we introduced 25 years ago, but it is still a supercar. It's all aluminum chassis. It's a carbon fiber body. It's our own design engine. It's a 4-cylinder with our own casting. It's a very unique casting that we're doing on a single turbo, and it produces 450 horsepower, but the car only weighs 2,600 pounds. So the power to weight ratio puts us into a supercar category, and all of this we're looking at bringing the retail value of this car for about $125,000.
I'm in.
We're in, yeah. And
That's, that's a steal for that kind of performance.
And
at
listen,
that price.
and we'll be the first to line up to test drive that for you and do a review for you if you don't mind.
You will like it, and then we've already proven it over the last several years on the racetrack because we have won against all makes, whether it's Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini, McLaren, or whatever. And then just this past weekend, I won up in Seattle at that race, and so it's a pretty exciting car, and we're very excited to bring it to market here in the real near future.
Well, and I assume that you're building it out there where you live in Inglewood?
Yeah, we're actually, our offices are, we have 4 acres in Southern California. It's actually in Corona. I joke about the fact that we started the coronavirus there. But, but aside from that, yes, we are in the process of putting together the production aspect of the car altogether.
Well, I imagine with your reputation, you've got a waiting list already for the first run of the production, I would assume.
Yes, it's been, unfortunately, like I said, because of the coronavirus, it's been a little bit longer period of time, but we do have a pretty good waiting list, and we're really anxious, I think, to get it, and people are really anxious to get us into production with it.
Well, I don't even know what to ask about the car. Does it have an automatic transmission? Does it have a manual transmission? Tell me a little bit more.
It is. We're starting with this is a driver's car. We have built it for people that really want to drive, enjoy driving, a lot of fun. So we're actually starting with a 6-speed manual, and
thank you.
Again, we have a very unique transmission, but it's a 6-speed manual. It's very much of a driver's car. However, we are making it to where you can drive it on a daily basis. I can tell you that the air conditioning works really well in it. It is easy to shift. You can be stuck in traffic on the freeway and be very comfortable. And we have similar with the that everyone's gone to is your flat screen that really operates a lot of the functions, and you can listen to a good sound system and go through all of the new electronic that is almost every car today now has.
And you race it in the, I think it's a GT4 category. Is that correct?
Yes.
So your competitors are pretty high level cars, and glad to hear of your success. Is the production one going to be relatively similar as far as content and performance?
Yes. Yeah. The one thing that I've always done that's maybe a little unusual, and it started back with the Celine versions of the Mustang, is we've used production vehicles and actually go professional racing with them. And we do that so it improves the breed, so to speak. And it's been very well. We started, in the 80s with the Celine Mustang, where we won our championships. I even did it with our race trucks and those type of vehicles. And then when we introduced at the 2000, when we introduced the Celine S7 street car, we went racing with that. So almost the race car and the production car are almost identical in every single way.
Wow.
Are you still modifying Mustangs?
Yes, we have. We're continuing. Earlier this year, we showed our 40th anniversary Mustang, which was we do 10 special edition Mustangs every 5 years, and this one was a Speed Lab yellow with a convertible with a very unique a tonneau cover that we've designed for it that gives it a very upscale and a unique appearance and the functionality of that. And then we have teased the world on showing the latest generation of the new Mustang that Ford is producing here. That'll be out in hopefully sometime later this month. But least during the summer, we will have the next generation of Saleen Mustang that we're producing as well.
So how does that work? Does Ford send you the Mustangs to be altered?
Yes, we have our own code system since the beginning of time, back in 1984 in the Ford system. And the Ford dealer will order the vehicle and then put in our code system. The cars get built in Detroit, and then they're sent directly to us in Southern California, where we would then revamp them in 3 different flavors. We have good, better, best, what we call a white label, yellow label, and black label. And then we then will ship it in closed carrier to the ordering Ford dealer around the country, operating for sale to the general public. And the versions that we do is the white label, they all get different aerodynamics, different suspension, different interiors, and different powertrains. And the white label has started at 500 horsepower. And I know Ford has the new Dark Horse coming out, but we've actually had a little over 500 here for the last 6 or 7 years as standard. And so the new version will even be higher than 500 as our base vehicle. And the pricing, and then from 500 we go to 750 as a supercharged version. And then our top of the line black label is over 800 horsepower.
Wow.
And the only thing that we retain from Ford on that literally is the doors and the quarter panel. Everything else and the window glass stays the same, but everything else has been changed on it. That we've done extensive wind tunnel testing, racing development, CFD, and everything that we engineer, we do with purpose to actually improve the overall performance of the vehicle.
So even on this latest generation of vehicles, because I know that one of the histories of the Saleen cars is generally there's a number associated with that car. Are they all going to be numbered as well?
Yes, we have. We've actually produced over the years. We've produced pretty close to 30,000.
Wow.
Saleen Mustangs. It's kind of amazing what's actually happened here in the world of bring a trailer or the auction houses. Is that just last month we had one of our 1985 Saleen Mustangs, a regular Saleen Mustang that retailed at the time, I think between 15,000 and 17,000, went through the auction house at $250,000.
Holy cow!
And all of them have been numbered. We number it in the engine compartment, in the interior, and also the front bumper, left-hand side, driver's side. There'll be a number on this, and so that way you know it's an authentic Saleen, which is what's helped, I think, keep up the resale value. I will put a caveat, though, is that we've never done a number 6. And the reason why is when I started the company, my wife was doing a lot of the bookkeeping. And as we were building the volume for the first year, she was numbering it, and she numbered it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. We didn't discover it until we were like 200, 300 cars into it that we somehow missed and skipped number 6. And so we haven't. I said, you know what? We'll just never build a number 6. We built a 66, 666, and 6666 in the past, but never a number 6.
Oh,
wow.
Cool. And though you're widely known as a Mustang guy, you've dallied off into some other brands as well as some other Ford vehicles. I know you've done some of the Broncos. Now, are you doing the new generation Bronco as well?
Yes, we are in development of it. We haven't shown that yet, but I think we'll have 2 versions of that. We also are doing 2 versions of the truck. We have what we call a sport truck and an off-road version. The sport truck has complete different suspension, different aerodynamics. We add a supercharger to it to get you up to 700 horsepower, and it really is a very dramatic. And then opposite, we raise the truck up 4 or 6 inches depending on the model, and put 35, 37-inch tires on it for more of your off-road racing. They all get different body treatment and again different interior. And one of the things that, as you mentioned, that we've done a lot of things in the past and continue to do that. A lot of people don't know that after we did our own supercar, the S7, is that we then had the opportunity. Ford came to me, and we did all of the final design work, the certification, and the complete build and assembly and shipping of the Ford GT. The original, the 2005, 2006 was all built by a facility that I put together in the Detroit area, and we did that as private label and shipped that to all of the Ford dealers around the country. And then after that program, I picked up and at the same facility, and we did the subassembly and the build for the Dodge Viper. So from my standpoint, any supercar that's been built in America has actually been built by us. Now, we can say that the new Ford supercar is certainly a great car and nothing to be talked down on that. However, it's actually built in Canada. So therefore, I think that we really are a little bit more American oriented.
We love it. And I also see that that Celine is building their version of a Tesla.
Yes. Back in, we recognize, and the one thing that I guess maybe is a little bit different about us is that we have, I always look a little bit more towards the future. And in doing that, back in 2013 and 2014, we were recognizing that electric vehicles are really coming to stay. And we then started working on the Tesla and doing very similar, a different body, but again, all built from an aerodynamic efficiency. And what we do on the body, a different suspension, we put carbon brakes on it, completely changed the interior to make it much more of a driver's car. And even initially back there, the we made it go faster in the respect that we changed the final drive ratio. So as people know, electric cars accelerate because of the torque, and the all-wheel driving accelerate very fast. But we made it a little bit faster by putting a different gear ratio in it, so you would accelerate that much quicker. And then we can actually add sound to it by the way that we cut the gears. It'll put a little bit of a whine to it. So people that want to have some sound with their electric car, it sounds like a little mini Formula One cars in person. You can have fun doing that as well.
Wow. Absolutely brilliant. Steve, it's great to talk to you, to have you on the show today. It's Saleen, SALEEN.com. And I know that our viewers and our listeners on all of our different platforms really have enjoyed the interview with you today. And we sure appreciate you taking the time with us and explaining what all Saleen is up to these days. And we wish you the best of luck. And don't forget your Whittier High School reunion coming up.
That is true. And the alumni, I was inducted in their Hall of Fame a few years ago, and I joined Richard Nixon back as he went to Whittier High as well. And the other thing, because you guys are in Texas, we actually have our parts division is in Austin, Texas, that my daughter Molly runs. So we're actually in Texas quite a bit now these days. Mostly in the Austin area, but so if you get a chance, or some of your listeners are local on that, we certainly invite them to come over and talk cars.
Has she sent you a Keep Austin Weird T-shirt? That's what I want to know.
Okay. All right.
Steve, again, thank you so much. We appreciate you, sir.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me on. It was great talking to you guys.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you. What a great history.
Wow.
You know, what a great history.
I bet.
I learned a lot listening to him. I didn't realize his involvement in the 2000 generation Ford GT, which is definitely an investment grade vehicle. You know, you look at some of those now that are going through auction at, $250,000, $500,000 each. And I didn't realize his involvement in the Viper build as well.
I was impressed. He's gone into these supercars and he's got all these things going on, but he's still tied into the Mustangs, all the things he started with, and he knows all the
You
details.
see this smile on my face? I want to be him.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
We need a remote from one of his facilities.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
definitely. Hello, Austin. Yeah, just saying.
Contact Molly.
N-Wheel Time Race Card is sponsored by Texas Nostalgia Modified Production, and Conrad always has that for us.
Yep. So NHRA next weekend is the Mile High Nationals in Bandimere.
The
Don?
last one.
Is that that's the final because they're closing Bandimere. Are you in the Mile High Club, Don?
I am in the Mile High Club.
Because you went there when you were doing Top Fuel.
Well, yes, that Mile High Club, not other ones that some people may be thinking of. That's not the case.
And then July 21st, they're at Seattle. July 28th, they're in Sonoma. And then so that's 3 weeks straight on the Western Swing.
Yeah.
Pretty arduous race schedule.
Yeah.
And then August 11th, they're going to be in Kansas. Now, NASCAR, you said, is in Atlanta tomorrow.
This weekend, yeah.
They're in New Hampshire next weekend and Pocono the weekend after
New
that.
New Hampshire.
And that's where they win the big lobster.
Okay.
LOBSTA, lobster.
I got it.
And then Formula One, 2 weekends from now is the Hungarian Grand Prix at the Hungaroring. IMSA is at Lime Rock on the 22nd of July. IndyCar next weekend's in Toronto. The following weekend is in Iowa. And then back to you, Don.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Conrad. All right. Time now for Jeff's feature this week, and that's going to be the real vintage car ads as opposed to the fake ones.
Yeah. Now hold your applause till we're done with this, everyone.
All right.
It's going to be really good.
All right.
We are men of applause.
Vintage car ads are a fascinating glimpse into the car advertising past. They offer a unique charm and humor, which is seriously lacking in today's modern ads. Car companies today can learn a lot from the folks that designed them in the past. And here we go. This first one.
I think we need to press the.
We do.
There you go.
This first
Thank
one
you.
is called Gremlin's Anatomy. When you hear the word gremlin, what comes to mind first is a mischievous folklore creature known for causing mishaps. Well, this is not that gremlin, but the name of the car was produced by American Motors Corporation. This is a humorous ad for the time period. Not only did it emphasize the car's qualities, but it made sure that there was to educate the people on where to sit and where to keep their pets. Now, if you look in the lower right corner, it does say, buckle up for safety in the bottom right. So this was one of those first time, safeties first. This one I pulled up from the Neaterville Gazette. This is actually for our two-wheel guys. Harley Davidson is a motorcycle company that's been in business since 1903. It's dominated the American motorcycle scene. Harley has the most eye-catching ads, and this one is a 2003 Harley Davidson. It's an FX DW G3, 16,000 miles on it. It's a nice bike. It's fast. It's pretty. Features custom grips. Great ride. Girlfriend pregnant. Wife knows. Must sell. Lawyer wants money.
That was from the Neaterville Gazette.
Neaterville Gazette. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
This one, we all needed one of these back in the day. Sleep before anything. Napping in cars can be uncomfortable, but Nash Motor Company had the perfect solution back in the day. In the ad, their cars came up with sleeping chairs that could be easily reclined for a better sleep experience.
Ron Stein's got one of these.
This ad was a hit back then and must have sold numerous units. We know that they're wondering about the seat belts. They weren't required until 1968, so no children were launched in the air when they stepped on the brakes. Can you imagine going to a drive-in with one of these?
Yeah,
Wouldn't that
baby.
be great?
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
What does Ron say? A father's nightmare about his car?
Mm-hmm. This one is for both genders. There are two. Although it's clever marketing strategy on Hearst's part, his and hers touches a sensitive nerve in the heart of consumers. especially young couples. The ad tries its best to include both genders in his campaign. His signifies that it has something outstanding performance-related features, which means typically for a guy, and hers means that she can drive it comfortably thanks to the automatic transmission.
Yeah, the his and hers was branded by Pontiac in their what's called a dual gate shifter.
Right.
Oldsmobile had a Hearst dual gate shifter as well, but they called it a dual gate.
Okay, this one is this is for Mike. Size isn't important. The advertisement was originally for a minivan, a vehicle that remains popular today, and true, its name is Mini. To be happy, you don't need to have the biggest things. Size isn't the measurement of satisfaction. Sometimes big things do come in small packages. Okay, now this last one, I'm just going to let you read it because this is an actual ad. So if you have a small penis, if I got a car for you. This is from Joe's Porsche. If you're going to overcompensate, then by all means overcompensate. This is a Carrera 4. It's loaded up, $89,911. Call 312-552-1676. And ask for who, Mike? Ask for Tiny.
I'm paying attention. Nobody else is, but I am.
Well, and there you go. Now, there's like thousands of these things out there, so you can go and have fun, look at these, and laugh. That's what I did. It was good.
Well, that was excellent. I particularly like the motorcycle ad. The guy was
from the Niederville Gazette.
Niederville Gazette, selling his whatever.
Girlfriend pregnant, wife knows, need money for attorney.
For the lawyer, yeah.
All right. Coming up, we hope to have John Heinrichs, racer engineer, and latest challenges in SCCA National Championship in a Cadillac CT4V Blackwing. Now, I don't know whether you can see this or not. Can stand up just a little bit. Look what he's wearing today. He's wearing his famous Cadillac
racing shirt.
Uh-huh.
It took me over a year to find the shirt.
What?
And remember when we did the broadcast in Houston when they did all the racing and all that?
Yeah.
It was probably 14, 15 months later I finally found the shirt because this is what they were wearing out there in the paddock. And I got my hat right here, too. Hat.
There you go. Well, we'll have to be sure and show him.
And he's got his V-Series symbol on the back of his...
Oh, yeah. That's all about it.
Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts at your fingertips on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets. Hey, the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
Everyone at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, thank you for participating in the best cruise in around and look forward to seeing you again. You'll hear about the next cruise in date right here on In Wheel Time. Next time you're in the West Houston Energy Corridor area, be sure and stop in at the original Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex at I-10 and Highway 6 or the Katy location on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. When passing through Beaumont or College Station, stop in and have Lupi's award-winning beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. There's always a celebration at Lupi Tortilla. Lupi Tortilla founder Stan Holt and his wife Sheila are winning racers on the NHRA drag racing circuit and have a collection of hot rods and classics that everyone appreciates. Look for them at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In. The date will be announced soon and will once again be held at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex on 99 and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. We'll give you all the details right here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show and online. Donations benefit God's Garage. We'll see you then. You own a car you love. Well, why not let Gulf Coast Auto Shield protect it? Houstonian John Gray invites you to his state-of-the-art facility to introduce you to his specialist team of auto enthusiasts. We promise you'll be impressed. Whether you're looking to massage your original paint to a like-new appearance, apply a ceramic coating, install a paint protection film, nano-ceramic window tint, or new windshield protection called ExoShield, Gulf Coast Auto Shield is where Houston's car people go. Curbed your wheels? Instead of buying new, why not have them repaired? How about a professionally installed radar detector? Gulf Coast Auto Shield does that too. Get a peek inside the shop and look at the services offered by getting online and heading to gcautoshield.com. Better yet, stop by their facility at 11275 South Sam Houston Tollway, just south of the Southwest Freeway, and get a personal tour. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your place to go for all things exterior. Call them today, 832-930-5655 or gcautoshield.com. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available on the most popular podcast channels out there in 30-minute episodes. We realize our 3-hour live show can be difficult to catch in its entirety, so now you can listen every day to a convenient, fresh 30-minute episode. Check us out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Audible, along with a dozen more. In Wheel Time has the most informative automotive guest interviews and new car reviews, along with popular features including Conrad's Car Clinic and This Week in Auto History, along with automotive news headlines. Our live broadcast airs every Saturday, 8 to 11 Central on InWheelTime.com, the iHeart app, and on YouTube. Be sure to say hello when we're broadcasting from the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise Inn, Autorama, and the Houston Auto Show, among others. Now, it's easier than ever to hear about all things automotive all week long. You're invited to join fellow car enthusiasts in becoming part of the ever-growing In Wheel Time Car Talk family. Don't forget those 30-minute podcast episodes on your favorite podcast channel. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.